So regarding this NOTAM system, it tells pilots before they take off where hazards are. You know, a forest fire or something like that. You got to be worried about. This is the first time in history this NOTAM systems has ever failed. It is also the first time since 9/11 that all American airlines have been grounded. According to ABC News, apparently, you know, and there's been some speculation about a hack or something like that. They are reporting that it was a software issue that developed last night and then led to a cascading series of IT failures, and that is what has gotten us to where we are right now.
All right, joining us now by phone is...
It's your boy Isaac with SE Wolverines. Did the U.S. and Canada avoid another air disaster similar to what happened on 9/11? Y'all remember that? Happened on January 11th. First time since 9/11 that all flights in America were grounded. Now, I didn't think too much of it, but you know, back in the day, they say on September 11th, us American citizens lost a lot of our rights. They like to use a lot of symbolism to mess with your mind. Anybody see that happen on the 11th? January 11th, 2023. Say to myself, man, first time since September 11th and it happened on the 11th. Now, I didn't think too much of it, although I was keeping my eye on it. And I seen that the FAA ordered airlines to pause domestic departures, but lifted it around 9 a.m. And then that had me thinking, it happened on the 11th, but it got lifted at 9. Got lifted at 9 was the time on the 11th. First time there was a pause on domestic departure since 9/11. Coincidence? You be the judge. Not saying it means something, but I'll just say it a little weird. Lifted at 9, how come not 8? How come not 12? Anytime, but they picked 9. 9 o'clock on the 11th, 9/11. The all U.S. flights were grounded across the U.S. U.S. air safety officials say that the glitch that led to travel chaos at airports last week was actually caused by a contractor deleting files on a crucial computer server used by pilots. Oops. The Federal Aviation Administration said the worker unintentionally deleted files on the Notice to Air Missions database.
My bad.
The system alerts pilots to potential hazards on flight routes. They are required to check it before flights. So there you have it, y'all. Y'all can believe what you want. I will say, probably not too smart to delete the files. They're saying he unintentionally did it. Could have been he intentionally did it or whatever. I don't know. Can only go by what they're saying. Ain't trying to tell you what to think. But it's just something that's it was just a little weird story. It was like it's like a boop on the radar and you didn't really hear too much more about it. So I just wanted to dig a little deeper. So a couple of days later, they identified it as a contractor deleting files on a crucial computer. Oops, on the 11th. I hope that doesn't happen again, especially when I'm in the air. So think what you want. I'm just saying they like to symbolize a lot of things. Just kind of find it a little weird that a contractor deleted files on a crucial computer. Is this the truth? This is what they're saying happened. And then I seen a little report about how Canada went through the same thing. Thought to myself, that's a little weird. Independent. Canada suffers same mysterious air system outage as U.S., delaying more flights. System restored and root cause of brief outage being investigated. Oliver O'Connell, New York, Wednesday the 11th. Canada's air traffic system suffered a similar outage to the one that occurred in the U.S. for a brief period on Wednesday. U.S. air travel was badly disrupted by the failure of the Federal Aviation Administration's Notice to Air Mission Systems overnight on Tuesday, forcing a full ground stop of domestic aviation on Wednesday morning. The Canadian National Air Navigation Service provider released a statement just after 12:30 p.m. as airlines struggled to resume normal service. So you had that going on the next day. Was it because of what happened in the U.S.? So y'all be the judge. I guess as far as on the 11th, there was a couple flights I was reading about that almost crashed on the runway. So I don't know. Could have been a lot of hocus pocus. Could have been, as they say. Hard to say because they lie to us all the time. I'm just digging a little deeper, like I said. Found out the thing happened in Canada. Now, there wasn't really the only plane crash that happened that day. Now, I did look it up, was small Plane went down near Auburn, Nebraska. NTSB releases details about Auburn plane crash that killed 2. So a plane did crash that day. So y'all can think what you want. I ain't trying to tell you what to think, but over here we seeing a lot of chaos, seeing a lot of symbolisms. What's the word of the week, y'all? It's the word of the week every week. Conspiracy theory. If it's not from the establishment, you better look the other way. And they represent the establishment. Recently, if you weren't around on the original 9/11, as some folks say, was an inside job, and try to pull something on 9/11 like it's the emergency number across the U.S. They like to use symbolism. Some people think it's an inside job. I'm not here to say if it was or if it wasn't. You can do the homework for yourself and come to your own conclusions. I'm not here to try to tell you what to think. But folks, what if I told you another 9/11 happened, part 2, and it happened recently too, right under your noses. This time, it happened on the 11th of January, 2023, and they lifted it at 9 a.m. on the 11th. The first time since 9/11. They say that they were updating software and a person deleted all the files by accident that kept the planes from hitting each other. They say a contractor came in and deleted all the files so the planes wouldn't run into each other. Just happened to do it on the 11th. Could it be another 9/11? And then they lifted the ban on flying at 9 a.m. How come it wasn't 10? How come it wasn't 8? How come it wasn't 11? How come it wasn't 12? How come it wasn't 7? They had to lift it at 9. They said flights can resume at 9 on the 11th. They like to use symbolism. Is this just them giving a sign to their peoples? Is this just them trying to get into your subconscious? You be the judge. I'm not here to say it was or not. I'm just here to point out. All domestic flights were grounded. First time since 9/11. Happened on the 11th. And they lifted the ban at 9. It's 9/11. Was a second 9/11 avoided on the 11th of January? It was just a blimp. Ain't even talking about it no more. So my question to you would be, was somebody up to some shenanigans on the 11th of January? I don't know. Really? Probably not. Although I think it's kind of weird that they lifted the ban on domestic flights at 9. They love to use symbolism. You can see it through a lot of things if you have your eyes open. But sometimes the woke are asleep. So y'all be the judge. It's your boy Isaac with SE Wolverines, your host with the most here at Radio Free America. Y'all maintain in your brain. Continue to get your supplies. We're gonna have some more videos coming at y'all. Y'all stay tuned.